Hey y'all. So this video is titled Hard to Please Women. Hard to Please Women, yes. Some women are just impossible. Well, let me fix my little bangs. Some women are just so impossible to please. And why? Women are very particular. Women have a certain way of doing things. Women like things a certain way. Women are very detail oriented. Women are very specific. When we speak, we expect to be listened to and for whatever we said to be remembered. And it is very annoying for many women who are not definitely heard or things remembered or da, 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 because people are not first and foremost paying attention or really there to please or at least satisfy or at least have, balance with a woman. So this is why so many women are hard to please. And so many women are hard to please because a lot of people have issues with doing what needs to be done. Okay. So I have set this for members only to comment, but everybody else is able to watch as well. But since the members do, have a membership, I feel that they can definitely get their own little comment section on some of our videos. So thanks for being members, y'all. Okay. So if you are one of those hard to please women, you will definitely relate to all the things I'm going to say. When we receive gifts, we're very critical. Vacations, very critical. Anything, definitely very critical. Why? Because I think at some point we feel as if we are allowed to be critical at some point in our lives. And I teach a lot of women to kind of wait until later on to be this way. Because if you are this way in the beginning of a relationship, it's not going to go well at all. So this is for when you've been together a while. The person has gotten to know you. They should know what you like, what you don't like. They should be paying attention to these things, and they should be able to, somewhat do things correctly in your eyes, right? So this is why you give them that chance and not really say much. But after a while, after months or years, they should have you, they should know you well enough to know how you like things done. And so if they're not doing those things, if they're not paying close attention, if they're not trying to please you and things like that, then you automatically know that this person is not about, those things. So this is when you can speak and say, I don't like things like that. Can you please change them? I don't do this. This is when you can be vocal about whatever it is that you're not happy with or satisfied with, because now they know you well enough and you can definitely tell them the truth. And sometimes this is a deal breaker and sometimes it's not. It just helps them try harder. And it also allows you to speak and let them know that they're not doing the job or they're not doing what you expect them to do as your man, your partner, whoever. So that's why I titled this video, Some Women Are Hard to Please. If you know anything about relationships or marriages and you've seen couples go back and forth, you know which one is the harder to please just by listening to a conversation. When you listen to a conversation, you can tell who's disappointed and who's not disappointed. So I feel that, definitely, if you're someone that's very hard to please, it is best to not depend on anyone to bring you that amount of balance. It's best to not look for anyone to please you in certain ways because you know they're never going to live up to those standards. So it's best to either just do those for yourself or hang around other people that do meet those standards, and then you're going to be less frustrated around those who cannot. And so you just need to balance out, the type of people you hang out with or speak to, or definitely be able to do those things for yourself if someone else cannot live up to those standards, because definitely going to put a damper on that relationship, which there already would be a damper on it, but it's less likely to interfere with your other things in life. So just know that some people are on a certain level and some people are not, and that's all you can do. Uh, so, you don't expect a child to um, do the work and the same quality as an adult. So you can't really put that expectation on a child. You can't expect certain types of men to do what other types of men can do naturally if they are not the same. So you have to take those expectations off of certain people. You yourself as a woman might be particular or like things done in a certain way, but the person that you're with may not care, or they may do things different. So you may have to take that expectation off of that person as well, because they're probably never going to meet it. And there's no sense of, focusing on something that could never happen. So definitely, if you are a hard woman to please, if you do have relationships, friendships, family relationships, or whatever, they're all going to know that about you. They're going to be like, oh, it's not going to be good enough, or whatever. So most of the time they'll try their best, even if it's not your standard of what's the best. They'll try their best to do what it is that you want done, which is a good thing. So this is not negative. It just makes other people up their game, up their performance. Even if it's not up to your standards, it's still up to what it would be if you had not voiced your concerns about your standards. So whenever a woman asks me in the comments, when do you mention your standards on a date? Da, 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 after they've known you long enough to be able to meet them, or unless you're just being straight up and can take it or leave it. So what kind of indicators are there that a man needs to be trained as opposed to one who is a lost cause? Okay. Lost cause and trained. That's funny. One that needs to be trained is still not going to meet your standards because you had to train them. So you're going to still always feel as if they're never going to meet your standards unless you train them to. The lost cause won't even try to meet the standards or won't come close to it at all. So I would say both are probably not going to meet your standard, but the one that is willing to be trained is probably going to be the type of person that is going to at least try and then maybe exceed their version of whatever your standard is of them. Not maybe that you want it to be, but at least of themselves. So how do you decide whether to bother trying to just move on or just move on? Sometimes it's harder to move on because there's lots of, especially if you're married, there's lots of things involved, like finances, property, kids, and stuff like that. So you kind of have to work around that. Especially if you are very hard to please, you're gonna have to work around that and just find other ways for your life to, I guess, find pleasure in your life, whether it's something that you enjoy, like a hobby, whether it's, personal time, whether it's vacation, whether it's whatever. Sometimes you're not going to be able to have that from a person until that person is either out of your life or until you're around other people. So it's a lot of women have faced this problem. You said no doormat behavior. Exactly. A lot of women have faced this problem. Especially if they have, like, I know a lot of women always ask me, like, what if my man doesn't talk to me or doesn't understand what I'm saying or is too busy doing this or too busy doing that to hear what I'm saying, and da, da, da. Well, then talk to someone else, darling, or write it down or do something different. But it's obvious that you're not able to communicate or be pleased with the conversation with this type of person. So focus on finding someone else to have this type of relationship with. And some people will say, oh, that's cheating. It's cheating. It's not cheating if the person can't meet your standard in that one department. So that's just my opinion. It ain't cheating if that's not able to be met and that person's not willing to meet it. So I would definitely find someone else to talk to. Da, da, da. And if you're not able to do that, then get you a journal or talk to random people about it from wherever you work. I don't know if you work, or just, I don't know, create a way. Yeah, your man is not your therapist. So create a way to talk to someone else. And it's not even about therapy. It's about just regular day-to-day things. Like some people, I don't know, a lot of people will tell you that I've told somebody something 1,000 times and they still don't remember. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. And so it also depends if that person is actually remembering what you said. Correct. And so when you can't find something like that, it's okay to seek that elsewhere. It could be in a friend, family member, another person. It doesn't matter. And if y'all watch my older videos, women will always ask me, what if there's a gift that someone gives you and you don't like it? Back in the old days, I used to just straight up say, I don't like it, or this is not my style, or throw it. Like, I was really bad. Oh, this is not my style. I wouldn't wear this. So, but now that I'm more mature, I'm like, well, what made you, I'll ask questions. What made you pick this out? Like, and it's always this, oh, it was the sales lady. Okay, so you would listen to a saleswoman versus think about what I like. And this is when it comes down to saying, okay, well, what do you want? Just tell me what you want. So a lot of men end up just asking, what do you want? And then they go specifically get what you want, because the saleswomen are not going to lead them in the correct direction most of the time because they don't know you. So when it comes to gift getting, make sure you just tell them exactly what you want. No surprises, because if the man doesn't know you well enough, pay attention to you well enough to know your style, or get distracted by some salesperson trying to upsell something or sell some crap that they trying to get up out their store, then most of the time you just need to tell them what you want. Because they do. They're like, oh, we got to get rid of this ugly piece, so I'm going to try to sell it to this fool and get it up out of here at the highest price. So remember, ladies, tell them what you want. Make a list. Start making your list now. That way you have options. Okay. What about women that don't know what that they're being toyed with? If you don't know that you're being toyed with and you have an inkling or an indication, toy with them back. It doesn't even matter. If you don't know, then at least guess and do the same thing right back, because you know what? It's no fun if you can't also do the same thing. Definitely, if you have an inkling, do the same thing right back. Mm-hmm. Because, like, these days you're going to have to, because a lot of times men are like, I don't know, da, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then you have to be the same way on certain things that are important to them, especially if they forget your birthday or anniversary. I don't really celebrate anniversaries, but if y'all do, if they forget something major like that, forget something major of theirs, Always do that. And if you can't, or if it's just being brought up too much, then do the least. It's very easy to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we always have like our own little special ways of telling people what we want and our standards. It's up to that person or those people to listen, to pay close attention, and to try to do what's necessary. If they don't care, if they don't want to, then it's going to show. And then there's actually going to be, women are going to take notice of that, and they're going to say, okay, this person really don't care then. So, oh well. And then that's when the relationship starts to change, and the woman will definitely always start to seek outside or confide in other people as well, and not put as much effort or interest in the current relationship because of someone's willingness not to want to keep their woman happy or satisfied to an extent to where it's her standard. There's the bare minimum standard, and then there's high expectations. Now, most women won't try to get you to get to the highest expectation. Most women just want men to meet a certain standard that they have, because women's standards can go super high. And when they, if you are not asking for the best of everything, then your standards aren't super high. And the man that you're with or whoever you're with should be able to at least meet them most of the time. So that's why a lot of men say women are so hard to please, because they just don't pay close enough attention or they don't care enough. And those type of women are always the challenge. Those type of women are always the challenge because they're always upset or never satisfied, no matter what. So that I think that keeps men more interested. It's like, well, dang, I can't please this person. Why not? Why not? Why not? Then they feel the challenge, and they keep trying, but they're not really paying attention to why the woman is such a challenge. They're not getting the standards down. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm not going to be on here very long. This is going to be a short video. Did y'all have anything to ask while I'm here? And there's very few people commenting since it's members' comments. Oh, and if you do want to join and become a member, there's a join button on my channel page for YouTube. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me read some of these. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so no questions? All right. That's good. So I guess I don't have to be on here very much longer. I just want to make this a really short, quick video and let you guys know if you are on the Level Up Journal Patreon, I did post the latest journaling prompt, and I am coming out with some new products. This is a design more from my other channel, but since it is close to Halloween and fall is coming, I have these Level Up Coven makeup sponges, and that was loud. I'm also getting some eyeshadow palettes and lipsticks in very soon. So you guys, these little makeup sponges for your foundation. There's orange, black, and this really pretty lavender color. So y'all can get these. They're up there now, and they are linked below. I also have other journals and little cute pins for the season. So but I did introduce this stationery on my other channel first. So it's just like, like a Level Up Coven book and a little broom pin, and it has like a magnetic closure. And this one doesn't have lines, and the pages are thicker, so you can do a lot more with this book. But that is going to be the stationery section of my Level Up cosmetic store, which is linked below, and you guys can go and look around and see what you guys like on my shop. Still have all these cool pins for sale. Fountain pens, ballpoint pens. There's still journaling sets. Makeup, definitely getting the new palettes in very soon, and new lipstick colors. And they're going to be Level Up Coven theme, so it's going to be fun. Just in time for Halloween. I'm actually having 2 different eyeshadow palettes. So if you like one color palette, you can get that one, or if you like the other one, I'm going to have options. So that's coming real soon, and I'll definitely do like a demo on there, on a video, and show you guys swatches and things like that. So, yay! Can't wait for them to get here. I'm like anxiously waiting. How to stay focused on your goals and set boundaries and standards. Just keep going. I tend to write stuff down a lot because that keeps me focused on what I'm supposed to be doing or what I want to be doing. And then when I become unfocused, I'll go back and read what I should be doing, and then I'll definitely get back on track. That's what you need to do. Boundaries. You're like, you rarely. Oh, okay. You're like me and you rarely talk to a lot of people. A lot of people don't tend to cross boundaries if you're not in contact with them as much. I'm not sure. Sprinkle, appreciate that. Most people's boundaries are not crossed unless it's, there's personal space. Yeah. How to stay focused on, yeah. Okay, I already read that one. Like the video. Thank y'all. Like the video. How to keep your mind busy when you don't have any friends. Business, baby. Make money. Create, make art, make money. Always be doing something that is going to take you to the next level. That's the best thing I could tell you. Read a book, do something, child. Watch a movie. Whatever it takes for you to feel as if your mind needs to stay busy. And your mind doesn't always have to stay busy. You can relax, not have to, worry about staying busy if you don't want to. But if you do want to, there's books, movies, projects, hobbies. You could definitely start a business like I do, or do new lines and things like that for your business. You can have a garden. You could do so many different things. If you have an issue with not being able to keep your mind busy, then definitely do something like that. How can you feel entitled to more if you've always been treated like less, even since childhood? Give it to yourself, and then when other people are, near you or around you, they know your standards, at least to what you can do for yourself. And if they try to come with anything less, they know that they probably want to be taken. And so either they'll accept that position in your life or they'll try to do better. So it's all about how you feel about yourself. It's not about what other people see. or want to give you. It's about how you feel about yourself and whether you're going to put them beneath you or equal to you or nowhere near you. Okay. So you have to think. And the word entitled is such a funny word because if you feel like you deserve something, it's not entitlement. It's you feel you deserve it. So therefore, you are entitled to it. It's not that you feel that you are, it's that you are. If you don't feel you are, no one else will. So no, you are. Like, I'm entitled to this. If you can't do it, I will. And you are now beneath me. Period. Beneath me, behind me, over there. Don't even stand in the picture with me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Wow. So how can you feel? Okay, I already read that one. Good for you, uppity unicorn. Good for you. Mm-hmm. You a stay-at-home girlfriend? Yep, that's how it starts. Well, that's good. So, do you have lazy days when you do nothing? Yeah, I just watch TV. Of course I do. I'll watch TV all day, or I'll binge watch a show. It doesn't matter. Whatever I feel like doing. That's why it's important to be able to do those things sometimes. You don't always need to stay. You just need to stay busy when you feel like you need to be doing something. So, a lot of people don't agree with how I think, and we all have different ways of handling things. We all have different morals. We all have different ways of treating people according to how we feel. And that's fine and that's okay. I don't think anybody should be judged by the way that they choose to treat other people based on how, they see themselves. I think that's perfectly fine. A lot of people will always treat people the same way no matter what. Some people treat different people different. They treat this person this way, this person another way. And your personal relationships also create how you treat those individual people. So you're not going to treat everyone the same. You're going to treat everyone different according to their relationship with you. Mm-hmm. So exactly, one person can tell the next person, "Oh, she's terrible," and the next person, "She's the sweetest person in the world. She's the nicest person I've ever met. She's so great. She's so kind." And someone else can say the exact opposite about me. It's because of how they treated me and how I treat them back. No one is going to have the same description of a person because no one's relationship is exactly the same with that person as the next person. So, depending on how someone they're to describe your relationship with them, and vice versa. So you treat people differently. So do I. Okay, you've been trying not to feel guilty or lazy days. No kids, no job. Oh well, it's hard if you're usually staying busy and things like that. So just, I don't know. The best thing to do is go and do something that you really enjoy, or watch or binge watch a show you really enjoy. That way you don't have to feel the guilt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said treat people. You said you think I have a strong mind. I've already made my mind up that I'm right when I'm wrong. So good luck with that. And think about how hard that type of woman is to please. You have to be super smart and willing to lose and win at the same time. I know it's terrible. Try to set my clock real quick. 1 second. Okay. So, mhm. And also men and women see things a lot different because they have different roles or play different roles. So if a man is looking at an issue or a problem from a man's perspective and not a woman's perspective, they're not going to be able to relate as easily. So if you are looking at something through the wrong perspective, you're never going to agree. So that's why I don't mind a lot of you know people saying this and this, like especially men saying things about my channel um, in a negative way, or taking offense to it, or not being able to agree with it, or not being able to deal with women who have the same type of mentality as me, because they're not the same type of person. They don't have the same type of standards. They don't have the same expectations. And even if the woman doesn't have the expectations, men should know what women like and they don't like after dating them for a while. It shouldn't be a mystery if that man is definitely interested in paying attention. So men feel as if they're being used a lot from the way that I speak on my channel. But here's my question first and foremost. If we can do everything for ourselves, why would we need you? If we could surprise ourselves, impress ourselves, make ourselves feel a certain way, I mean, of course we can do that. But if you can't do that, why are you there? That's the question. Mm-hmm. That's fair trade to me. Mm-hmm. Willing to win and lose at the same time. Exactly. Like that's what you got to do. Win and lose at the same time. Because if you're playing a game, if you're winning and losing, it means you're playing a game. And if you're trying to play games, and if you're playing games, you're winning and losing at the same time. Okay. You're gonna win and lose at the same time. You said you got to put on your headset when you're in the house with your spouse. Sure do. Or watch video or read a book or do something. Because sometimes, like, they might be doing something that you don't want to be doing at that same time, like watching a boring show, or they might want to listen to music and you're trying to read. So those things are definitely, come in handy. Don't take offense to them. Just know that they don't want to do what you're doing at that time. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. And another thing is, when people are definitely in a long-term relationship, they already know that this person is never or will always or will never live up to a certain standard. So they just don't look for it anymore. And they simply just improve themselves enough to meet their own standard and just look to the future, you know, or find other ways for those standards to be met. And that's just what a lot of people end up doing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to read some of these questions. All right. I see a lot of stuff down here, but I don't see any new questions. So, yep, that is my. Oh, here's another question. When a popular YouTuber asks a woman if the grids go down, can you fix it? Well, actually, I can, sir. So, no, sir, I don't. Oh, exactly. When the grids go down, can I fix it? That's hilarious. Who would ask you that? Can they fix it? First of all, that was a funny question. Okay, so here we are, millennial naturals. They say to give people their flowers while they're here. Here are your flowers. We love you on tissue. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, y'all know that's how I get my flowers. Cash, right? Money. Appreciate that. Yep. Honestly, as a former mortician, I think more people get flowers after they die because they can't talk back and they can't ruin the whole moment. That's probably why people bring flowers, because they can't talk back. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Being honest. If you were to bring someone flowers while they were alive, they'd be like, why are you bringing me these flowers? What did I do? Unless it's like a romantic relationship. You know, why so much? Are you guilty? They'd be asking 1,000 questions, wondering what your angle is, and things like that, right? Unless it's your birthday or a holiday, special occasion, then of course give them whatever. But most people get their flowers after they die because they can't talk back. And the reason why is because if you can't defend yourself and speak back, then here's some flowers, because I know you can't say what you want to say. So here you go. I just think that's a funny phrase when people say give people their flowers now before it's too late. Sprinkle, sprinkle, Evelyn. I feel a sprinkle, sprinkle. I feel that it's nice to say that, especially when people deserve their flowers now, and that there's nothing negative to say after they've passed on. They would have already been getting their flowers while they were alive if they were a good person. So I think that saying has many different meanings. You said they know they'll never be expected to buy flowers again. Exactly. Okay. And they might get them fake flowers too. The silk flowers from the Dollar Tree. But at the same time, it's like, we have to appreciate ourselves before anyone else ever will. You buy yourself flowers, and people might buy you flowers if they see that you're going to buy your own flowers. It's like, oh, she likes flowers. And they might buy you flowers from there on out. You don't know. Mm-hmm. Who asked somebody if the grids go down? That's hilarious. But I'm not worried about those type of things right now. I'm like, we're not worried about this. We're worried about what's going on right now, and what like people ask the stupidest questions. Mm-hmm. So if they a lot of men will ask dumb questions and create the question around their particular set of skills instead of what actually needs to be done. Thank you. Then y'all asking lots of questions. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Here's some flowers. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. So I always appreciate everything I get, even if I'm giving it to myself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So we are definitely, you just watched a news segment where only women living, there are only women there, and they live life fearlessly. I would definitely, I would definitely see that, but don't throw a man in the mix. They'll be fighting over him probably. uh, that's hilarious. It's more tricky question trying to desperately to make themselves look good. Some stupid YouTuber who likes to ask women what do they bring to the table asked about them grids going down. Oh Lord, I guess he bringing a grid fixer to the table then, huh? Mm-hmm. He can't operate anything of value. You heard that phrase before, but I stopped watching their content. Yeah. Um. Yeah. If they can't do anything useful without a grid going out, then what's their use? You know what I'm saying? Like if we only gonna need you when a grid go down, then we'll call you then. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. Give me your card. I'll call you when the grid go down. Or I'll send a smoke signal or something. A community of men purchased land right next to them because they got jealous of the money that they were getting from tour. For real? Dang. Women can't even have their own thing going. A mess. They bought the men off the land and purchased a mess. Sometimes, people need to be like, okay, don't mess with me. I'll have to show you. You said nobody wants to visit a village full of men. The village people. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Um, anyway, yeah, I don't think that would be a good tourist attraction at all. Definitely not. Definitely not a good tourist attraction. So, yeah, high quality, hard to please women. You know what? They can say high maintenance, hard to please, stubborn women, bougie women, whatever word you describe women that you can't make happy or satisfy is the type of woman that is always a challenge to men, or the reason why a lot of men get upset or angry at such standards of women. And I think it's always going to be like that for as long as women and men exist. There's always going to be like that. There's never going to be a time when all the women are 100% happy and satisfied with whatever their man is, doing, whatever. It's never going to be like that. Never. And if it is, then they study the person. Let's study the man and figure out what type of secrets that he done unlocked. Mm-hmm. What's your secret of how pleasing this woman to where she's, then they'll have to write their best-selling novel or best-selling book. You said they always got to follow us, but why? Who else they gonna follow? If they always got to follow us, it's obviously because they don't have anybody else to follow. If they follow other people, they might be going in the wrong direction. If they see a woman as a great example to, I don't know, they might not even see a woman as a great example. They may just see a woman and just decide to follow them because there's nothing else better for them to do. Who knows? Maybe they're afraid to compete with other men of their same, level. Mm-hmm. It's when they lack original thought. So I don't know why people always have to follow, but maybe they've been programmed to do so and they can't think any. Their mind's gone. All right. So their mind is gone and they just follow because they're supposed to, like a puppy. But you all have to realize if they do follow, I don't know why. Are they under someone's spell? They could be. They don't know why they're following. They just keep doing it. Maybe they're under somebody's spell. Y'all don't be doing me and I. That's more for my other channel. It's like, we don't know why, but we gotta follow you. It's like, people try to tell people, they warn you in advance. Like, look, I know I'm about that life. And you said people try to fight with you and you laugh at them? Yeah. I couldn't even imagine, like, fighting with somebody without laughing. You said, we know they need us. So have y'all ever had a situation where you have been very hard to please and the person made up for it in some type of way? And if they did, what did they do? Did they give you what you wanted, or did they make a compromise, or you still left feeling the same way, except they just attempted one more time? I'm just asking. I'm waiting for the answers. If anyone's gonna comment. Anyway, I'm not gonna be on here too much longer. I gotta go. But like I said, y'all check out Level Up Cosmetics and see what's new. Do you think alpha or beta men have better relationship success? It depends. Because the combination of, okay, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're alpha or beta. What is the female? What is the woman? Because that all matters too. You can't just put a label on a man and say, oh, this person's going to have a better relationship. What type of woman are they with? Are they with an alpha female? Or are they with a beta female? What kind of woman are they with? That's going to determine it. He gave you a ring, but you didn't want to marry him, just wanted his wallet. Jermaine, sprinkle. Yeah. Well, keep the ring. I'm sure it's worth some money. So Yeah. If an alpha male and a alpha female got together, probably they don't really need each other. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? I think one has to be this way while the other one is that way, even if it's temporary and they switch positions, you know. But at the same time, some people don't want to switch the position. So it all depends. I think they have to be good or alpha at a certain thing, while the woman is alpha at a certain thing, and so whether they don't have to compete against each other or for that alpha position in a relationship. They're definitely on their own level in different departments. Otherwise, it's going to be an issue. So, yeah. And women are very different, especially if they're an alpha woman and they're really smart. You know, also depending on their moral values, also depends on how the relationship will be. Okay. You got what you asked for, but a few canceled themselves out that testing men is real. Well, a few cancel themselves out because you're a hard woman to please. It's sad, but I think men need to realize doing the bare minimum or doing, is not going to be enough for certain women. And even if they think it is, it's not always going to be. She might be letting it slide temporarily. And then when everything is needed to be done, then it's a big surprise. Oh, you're so hard to please. No, I'm not. I've just been giving you extra time to get your stuff right, get it together. Okay, Chelsea says, do I recommend couples therapy or is it a waste of girls? A waste of time. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Whoever paying for it is going to have the bias. And also, if it's a man or a woman, who's going to get the bias? Couples therapy is biased. All right. In my opinion. You can't, that's why it's almost impossible because whoever the therapist is a person. They have their own opinions and set of morals as well. So you cannot get a real answer. You can't get a real, whoever's paying that person, that's who's going to get the bias. Okay. So if it's a volunteer and it's a blind that you can't see who's who, maybe if you don't get the history or the background, you just get the relationship from the history of the beginning of the relationship to the current moment, and that's all you get, maybe. But people are still flawed in their own way, so there's no way any type of therapy would be unbiased. It could help you open up and talk to each other more and bring up certain and show you a way to talk to each other without having to yell all the time and stuff like that. But at the same time, it shows you new ways to manipulate and get your way, especially if you're a woman. And like I've seen a lot of people who go to couples therapy and use that as another way to manipulate. So it doesn't really matter. So if I was in couples therapy and I would be like, well, the therapist said that you need to do A, B, C, and D. Well, okay, well then we need to make another appointment. And that would trigger the person who doesn't like the couples therapy and they would just go do right. And so that's why it's biased, because you can use that as a manipulation technique. There are major relationship challenges. If there are major relationship challenges, what do you recommend? Not focusing on that relationship. That's what I recommend. Focus on something else. Maybe make plans for whatever you need to make plans for. If you're a planner, if not, focus on whatever else that you have in your life at this time. And I think everything will eventually fall into the right place to where it's supposed to fall. And when that's done, you really don't have to worry about it, because sometimes things eliminate themselves if you just allow it to fizzle out naturally. And that way, the whole time, you're still reaping some of the benefits, but you're also focusing on something else and creating and building that part of your life. And if your relationship is not as great as you want it to be, then put your focus somewhere else until either it's no longer an issue or is no longer there. Because that's how most people's relationship ends. It just fizzles out. And, it doesn't have to come to like this grand finale or this huge, argument. It just let it be. And when it's done, it's done. If you're young and it's this new relationship, you could get out quick. But if you're in a long-term relationship or you've been married a while, allow that to fizzle out. And when you're ready, or when that person is ready, it will definitely happen. Mm-hmm. You said the power of remaining unbothered is real. It is. Like when you're unbothered, you are truly unbothered. Like, okay, what else do I need to do today? Oh, I think I need to organize something. You're not even thinking about the relationship because it's not the most important thing to you. And when something is not the most important thing to you, your focus is not 100% on it anyway. So try to have something else that you actually are able to focus on instead over relationships. That's not your entire life. Hmm. You said you got what you asked for, but and if you okay. I already read that. Just men make just make men chase and stay chilling. Hmm. So whatever um to stay hard to please, stay that way. First of all, it will deter a lot of people from even trying anymore. If they're not meant for you, they'll just leave you alone. Or it'll make them try even harder. Either way, you're going to get what you want. So always stay that way. Always stay hard to please. Because if you don't, then people just throw anything at you. Expect you to accept it. Okay. Nope, I don't think so. So I will see y'all on the next one. Sprinkle. Appreciate you guys. Members, thank y'all so much for being members on this channel. I didn't realize I had this many members. I need to check. And I'll definitely be doing more shorter videos during the day, during the week, so y'all can, get in and get out. The long, drawn-out videos, I probably try to save for later on, like when I have breaks and things like that during the holidays. But I'm trying to get these done quick, fast, or if I go live at night, I tend to go a little bit longer. But just definitely going to shorten these out. If y'all are wondering about my beauty channel, I do have a makeup and haul channel. It's called SheRaSeven, and I do like makeup looks, hauls, and stuff like that. Y'all can subscribe to that one as well. I'll probably be doing a lot more when I get my Level Up Coven palettes in on that channel as well to show things. Oh, I see. Oh, sprinkle everyone who's donating. Need help how to date boss who is aggressive and how to stay private? Date a boss. Aggressive. Aggressive towards dating you, or just aggressive in general? I don't know, like it's hard to stay private unless you don't work in an office building. Or you meet up outside the building. But I would definitely say make sure you both know what that relationship is, and make sure y'all both know that it's supposed to stay private. And I think from there on, y'all can make y'all's own rules. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Separating from your narcissistic husband after 9 years. On any advice on moving on? Um, I don't know. I say just be single for a little while. Um, learn how to not have to listen or feel as if a man needs to even be in your presence. Because like if you jump right into another relationship, you're going to always be comparing that person to the next person, and it's going to be fair for either person. So you're going to react like you would react to the last person because you haven't had time to really get to know someone on a deeper level yet, or to get to know yourself again after being in such a relationship. So just give yourself a little time, do stuff that makes you happy, higher your standards, make sure that you're a hard to please woman so that you can never meet another narcissist again. If you're hard to please, it's going to be hard to meet other narcissists unless y'all are going to repel each other. Okay. Mm-hmm. It will only allow you to meet men who are not narcissistic. So I'll see y'all later.